Hi. Timeline, March 10th. Today was a good day. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, it was a nice day, a nice flow. It was raining today, so it was nice. I like it when it's cold. And went tutoring, visit my mom, visit my sister and my nephew, and actually had asked my mom. So the last time I went, my mom and I were talking, and I gave her an idea. She was doing something, and I noticed a strength in her. I said, Mom, why don't you try doing this? Like, I think you'd be really great at it, and you can only offer suggestions to people, right? Only offer ideas. But they're only ideas, right? Potential energy, just ideas. Until you put them into action, then it can become something, right? But if there's no action, it's just potential energy. And you can teach. It's like, what's that saying? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't force the water. You can't force the horse to drink. So I shared this idea with her, and I said, I don't know any person in your shoes who has that ability, that gift, and you can really embrace that and help people in the process, right? And so I said, you should do a YouTube channel on it, and just be you, right? No face, no friend, just be you. And she really liked that idea. I said, she's like, but I don't know, I always struggle how to record myself. And so I'm like, they sell kits. And so I said, I'll go with you to Best Buy and get some, like a kit, vlogging kit. And I'm like, and I'll show you the basic stuff, but you have to take ownership of it. I ain't gonna be, adding that to my plate. This is something you need to work on. And I'll teach you, and you take notes so that you can redo it on your own. She was on board. I was like, okay. So something, we can do to work on our relationship, right? So we had said that I was gonna go there today after I was done with my tutoring gig. And then I reflected on Sunday's adventure to the shop, and when I bought my jean jacket, and I had come across someone selling leather jackets. I've always wanted a leather jacket, like a genuine leather jacket, and it's part of my wish list. I have a wish list. It's not a lot, like it's a really small wish list. I don't know if you could see. I wouldn't show all of it. I mean, silly stuff, really. But the first thing is a fitted black leather jacket, and then a V-neck crew sweater, like the old school, like in the 90s, So I had a gray one. That was a V-neck. I loved it. I loved it, and then I had an oil stain. I was like, oh, I had it for a while too, and I was so heartbroken when I had to let it go. And then a Wild Fox perfume that I came across recently. I'm like, I really like how it smells. And then the other two is like, I should delete them. So it's not a long wish list. Like I don't consider myself to be high maintenance. I really don't. And I'm not really good at like detecting quality in items. Like you can probably overcharge me for something, and I'd be like, sure. I am a doo-doo when it comes to stuff like that. I mean, I remember once we had a yard sale, one of the first ones as an adult. My sister was helping us, and she's just like, start pricing your items. I'm like, I don't know. I was just gonna, I don't know how to price stuff. And then she's just like, well, what's the value of it? What value? I'm like, I don't know. And then So then she's like, okay, we'll try this. So she pulled up one, like I had bought a straw mat at Target and it had a hole in it. It was like $5. She's laughing at me and she's like, are you serious? And I was like, I totally genuinely serious. And she's busting up laughing at me because she's just like, no, you're not gonna sell this for $5 with a hole in it. I'm like, okay, well then how much should I praise it for? And then she's just like, never mind. So I'm a big dud when it comes to that. Like I don't know. So when I had seen the leather jacket, like that person so in the shop there's like multiple little shops, spaces that are rented out, and so I was like, I really want to look at it. I really want to look at it. And but I don't know quality. And I don't know, I'm not in a position where I can just be like, oh, I'll pay whatever. No, I need to make sure. So I'm like, well, my mom knows quality. Like she buys nice things, and I usually, you know, and so I asked my mom, can you come with me? I want to check out some jackets, but they're leather, and I don't know if they're real leather, and I don't want to overpay for something that is not, you know, worth it. So she agreed, and so I took her to the shop, also as a way to like, one, to look into it, because I was still teetering on, you know, if I find something, I'll buy it, you know, and if not, then it just wasn't meant to be. And then the other part was, you know, this whole process of me trying to desensitize myself, right, and being in that environment and being okay, feeling okay. We had a lot of fun, actually. It was like we had a nice time. We had a nice time just interacting with each other, being playful with each other, and I learned some new Spanish lingo. I'm like, Mom, why don't you ever teach me some of the lingo that you speak of? And it's just fun. And I ended up finding a jacket. It fits a little big, but you know, I layer stuff all the time, so I lucked out, and it was a good deal. And my sister had discouraged me from going to the shop to buy. She's like, go to Nordstrom's Rack. I'm like, oh, I don't think I've ever bought anything from Nordstrom's Rack. And but there was just, I'm like, no, there's just something about going to these little shops, right? That there's just like, there's a story, you know? And so I was thinking about it on the way home, and even when I was looking at it, because sometimes when I want to buy something, I'll hold on to it, right? Especially when it's like one of those areas where there isn't more than one. Like if you find it, you better take it. So I held on to it as we were walking around, and just like, you know, feeling it. And I just started thinking, I'm like, I wonder what story it got. And then I was explaining to my mom, I'm like, you know, there's just something about buying stuff like this where it's just like, it has a story, you know? And I wonder, you know, I wonder who wore it, and what life they led, and where this jacket has been. And realizing, I'm like, I'm gonna take this jacket with me to Spain. Like, it's adventurous, you know, its life is not yet over. And so there's just something about that, the story behind it. So yeah, so it was a nice time. My mom loved it. Like she was looking for something specific, and she was just like, oh, look at this, oh, look at that. Like she had a good time. And so it was a really nice, it's just a really lovely afternoon. And it was raining, and you know, the sun cleared out, the rains cleared out, the clouds cleared out, and the drive back was just beautiful, gorgeous clouds, the sun peeking through, and such a nice day, you know, for a nice beginning with her, you know, in terms of our relationship. And yeah, it was nice. I didn't really pick up any patterns aside from just family time, really. being with family and strengthening the bonds that are still there, you know. I think that was just a common theme. And just laughing and being in the moment, really, just being present in the moment. And that was actually one thing I responded back to the one person that I'm connecting with still. I mean, I don't know if he'll respond back, but I did respond back to him after what he said of you know, that you're not in trouble with me, and if you were, so what, and you should be able to talk to someone that understands, you know, where you're at. And so then I just thanked him for the encouragement to continue down that process. And so I just shared a little bit more in terms of like the journey I've been on, and last year being really intense, and you know, and just that realization, right, that I'm finding that I don't know it all, and that life has been so much more enjoyable making mistakes and laughing at myself and loving the experiences for the lessons learned. And then I put, you know, I hope your day's smoother and less stressful, and I hope you make time to go outside before the sun sets, because he had been texting like really late. And I said, you know, I hope you look up at the clouds and whatever spots of sunlight you can find, and just take a deep breath in the crisp air, you know, and just be present for that moment, because that moment will not come again. And that was something I did share with my mom too when we were looking at the clouds. I'm like, look at this, the view, Mom. I'm like, look, we're never gonna see this again. Like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity to look at how beautiful it looks. Like, it looks like someone painted the sky. And I'm like, because the next time it's gonna look different. And so I said, I hope you realize that you're relishing in this beauty of just being able to breathe, just being able to see, to smell, to just be in that moment. So I hope you guys are able to just be in whatever moment you choose to be. My name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us, in whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth. This just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience, and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see what else comes next for me.